I am Ranjani. I have been writing reviews on LinkedIn of books, and I wanted to do something new today. I wanted to actually do a short video review of a particular concept that I have been reading in the book which I'm currently reading. Why? Because it's books, and also I have immense love for learning. I really trust that technology is the greatest leveler and that the future is what we make of it. So without much further ado, let's talk about the book and the concept, right? So the one which I'm referring to, the book is called Playing Big. It's by Tara Moore, and she talks about a lot of wonderful things in this book, right? Around how do women unleash themselves and play big at a larger stage. And one of the things is how do you unhook from criticism and praise? Why, right? First of all, why is this relevant? So she identifies, rightly so, that when we seek praise and when we are in constant fear of criticism, it keeps women back from playing big, right? So when we are always petrified of criticism and we are constantly seeking praise, that holds you back from actual movement and momentum. So she highlights different steps which we can take when we are faced with this, right? And taking a step back, talking about feedback, there's always going to be feedback from both ends, right? So if you were to take a book and you go to Goodreads and you just read the review of a book, you would have the same narrative which has been both supported and has a counterpoint of view, right? So there's always going to be different points of view around everything which we do. So the 3 points which I wanted to highlight is, the first one, when you receive feedback, negative or positive, it doesn't tell you about you. It tells you about the people who are giving the feedback. I'm going to pause here. That's a very powerful statement, right? So ask yourself when you receive feedback about, what does it tell me about the people who are giving me the feedback? What can this teach me about how do I do my work more effectively? 2, when we receive feedback, discern or use your discretion on whose feedback you need to incorporate for strategic reasons in order to reach the people you want to reach. And remember that it's okay to ignore other feedback. She makes this case using an analogy. She talks about this woman who had the product idea and vision, and she went around asking people, her friends and colleagues and everyone else who she met around this product and this vision. And then in the process of incorporating all of this feedback and satisfying everyone, she lost track of the initial vision that she started with. So that kind of alludes or gets us back to the point around using your discretion while incorporating feedback. The third thing, which again I found very relevant, is how we receive criticism. When there is a criticism which really stings or something which really hurts you a lot, take a step back to think about how this mirrors a belief that you hold about yourself and work upon updating that belief. I think that was very relevant because I've noticed this in the past when I felt really terrible about a criticism. I think it was because it was reflecting on mirroring something which I held about myself. So work more on updating those beliefs, which will help you tackle this criticism better. So I'm going to reiterate those 3 points. When you receive feedback, it tells you less about you and more about the person giving the feedback. Discern or use your discretion around which feedback you want to incorporate for strategic reasons. And 3, when you do receive criticism, take a step back to think about how it mirrors your own beliefs and work towards updating those beliefs. I hope this has been useful to you. The book is Playing Big